Welcome back to Coffee with the Crossing. Hope you guys are staying warm out there. My name is Cody Most, and joined with me today is Jonathan Phillips, Barry Holbrook, and Eric Most. This series is all about having fun and telling campfire stories. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, I don't know if this is a prank, but my roommate in college, anything crazy you hear, he's usually involved, which should tell you something about him, but not necessarily me, because I just followed along. But we had a hooligan club in college, and to get in the hooligan club, you had to do something hooligan. And
is this like a religion or what?
So the thing that you had to do was you had to hoop and holler. You had to dress up and disguise yourself, and then go into another one of the hooligan clubs, one of their classes. In the middle of class, you had to open the door, run in, hoop and holler, make a big old ruckus, and then run out. So Ryan actually did this the first time when I was in one of my youth classes, and I mean, it was hilarious. It scared the gal next to me so bad, like she couldn't even function after that. And I finally had to lean over, like, "Don't worry, I know who he is." So another one of my friends, he joined the hooligan club, and we had this classroom that was super long. It had a door on both corners, and then the teacher was two long 8-foot tables, butt to butt. And he came in one side of the classroom, ran across, like, jumped on the tables, ran across 16 foot of tables, jumps off the other side and out the other door. I'm just like, that's hilarious. So the day I got in the hooligan, I think it was maybe something that scared me more. I had more adrenaline going through me in this deal than maybe anything else. But I went in one classroom and then did the same thing, ran through it. I didn't jump on the tables, though. And out the other classroom. And then I went into the next classroom that was on the other side that my roommate, Ryan, was in a philosophy class. And I just ran in there, hooped and hollered, and I had put a piece of paper that I'd written, because it was philosophy class. So I wrote on a piece of paper, "He who thinks big thoughts am not dumb." And I put it on the professor's desk and ran out. And a kid ran after me. I am not kidding you. I ran so fast out of there. And fortunately, he stopped. So it wasn't really a prank so much as
counts as a prank.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I went to a Baptist church in Virginia, and it was the Baptist church right beside the Catholic church. And so some of our youth, about 6 of us, decided to TP the Catholic church toilet paper. That was during the in the 70s when TPing was a big deal. And so we TP'd the Catholic church. We wrapped Mary in TP. We wrapped the sign in TP, everything we could, the bushes and everything. And then all of a sudden, red and blue flashing lights were in the parking lot, and he got all of us and said that it was a destruction of private property and all this. And he goes, "We need to take you to your parents." And I said, No, don't take us to our parents. Our youth pastor lives right there. It was the Baptist church, the youth pastor's house, and the Catholic church. So he took us to the youth pastor's house and knocked on the door and says, "We caught your teenagers TPing the Catholic church." And so the youth pastor was like, "All right, officer, I'll take care of it. I'll make sure that they're reprimanded and all this is taken care of." And the cop left, and our youth pastor gave us all high fives for TPing the Catholic church. So, that was, I think that's what inspired me to be a youth pastor.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I got a prank. So, and it started out with me being pranked. So I was speaking at a camp in Utah, and some of the guys, there was like 3 guys that thought it would be hilarious if we just steal all of John's stuff and hide it and leave a note that says you won't get it till the end of the week. Well, this was on Monday. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't happening. And so I stand up in chapel that morning and I'm like, hey, if I don't get my stuff back, you will pay. I didn't get my stuff back, but I have sources. So I found out who took my stuff. And during the afternoon games where everybody was out, I went and took one of the 15-passenger vans that we had and went to every single cabin and loaded up every single piece of luggage at the camp. Adults, students, didn't matter. It was now locked in a 15-passenger van, and I was the only one with a key. So at chapel that night, I stand up and I say, all right, so I need these 3 guys to come up front. And they come up front, and I'm like, so these guys need to tell you about an awesome prank that they did. And they're all proud of themselves. Like, oh, yeah, we stole John's stuff, and he's not going to get it back until tonight. Well, I got my stuff back because it was in their tent, and so I already had it. So I hold up my bag and go, oh, you mean this stuff? And they're like, what? And I'm like, so these 3 guys are the reason that every single bag in this camp is now locked in a van, and nobody is going to get their stuff back until I get all of my stuff back. And the guys were all like, oh, we can do this. You know, we can make it a while without getting our stuff. But I took all the girls' stuff. And the girls, they need their stuff.
Yeah,
like,
true.
that's what it is. And so the guys are still all like, oh, we got this. Well, after chapel, the guys start walking over to go eat dinner. And these girls, they get mobbed by like, there's about 10 girls that are surrounding them like, I need something or you're going to see something you're not going to want to see. That's what they say. And the guys are just like pale white and just scarred. And they're like, okay, we'll go get it all. And then go get my stuff. And I had it within 15 minutes. And then they had to unload all their stuff. So it was fun.
Don't prank a prankster.
No.
My just about my only actual prank. We went on a ski trip, and there was like a cabin, and it had 4 different rooms, and 2 rooms were the boys, 2 rooms were the girls. Well, we got into the other boys' room, and I think we stole like all of their cookies and snacks and stuff. And then while everybody was away, we hurried up and went into the girls' cabin and moved all the beds around and like took all the mattresses and stuff. And then we left notes on each one that blamed the other side. And they all went after each other, and our room was left alone. So that was
I
the
remember
best
that.
one.
That was a classic prank because they were totally going after one another, and you guys were like.
But then one of the more, I don't know if it's really a prank, but I guess it's one of the craziest things we did is the cousins that I lived with and I really like fire and fireworks, and we'd make like our own like rocket fuel, and we launched rockets a long ways, but we also had firecrackers, and you didn't want to go into the restroom when we were around with our fireworks because there might be one thrown into the restroom while you're in there, and it was not a very big restroom. So there was there may or may not have been a bottle rocket thrown in there at one point in time, but yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, Brian Galloway. Well, and the Nan and Leo Sims. Leo was a great camp counselor, but Brian Galloway was a pastor of another church. I think it was a lead pastor in Dannebrog, Nebraska. But anyway, he was a crazy guy. And we actually went to a concert that was, I think, in Aurora or Grand Island or something. But we ended up staying in Dannebrog with Brian. But we TP'd his house before we went in and went to bed. Later, I'm like, who does that? Like, can we stay with you? Sure. Let's TP his house before we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course it was Saturday night. We went to church the next day. Brian's just kind of like, I've got nothing. You guys are crazy. Yeah.
The best prank that I had pulled on me was we were coming back from our honeymoon, and my cousins, they filled up the red Solo cups and then those little like Dixie cups full of water and just set them on every single doorway there was. And then in the bedroom, one of my cousins stayed up all night one night and blew up balloons, and then found out that we weren't coming back until the next day after. But we walked in and the entire room was filled from the floor all the way to the ceiling in balloons. It was insane.
I bet.
But it was fun to pop all of them. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with the Crossing, where we do an in-depth discussion on different topics. If you haven't listened to previous podcasts, I highly encourage you to do so. We have a new episode every Friday. To stay up to date with us, smash that subscribe button and the notification bell on YouTube, and like our Facebook page, The Crossing Fellowship. We'll see you later.